I know that once or twice during your trip to Nordstrom, when you pass by that cologne rack, you've come across Tumi fragrances. Let's talk about it. My name is Neeb. Welcome back to AROMATIX. Today we're going to talk about two Tumi fragrances. And like I was saying, man, every time I walk into Nordstrom, I used to see a lot of Tumi fragrances. Continuum is one that for the longest time has been on my list, and I finally decided to pick one up. And a newest addition to the whole Tumi lineup is 19 Degree. The no breakdown of this fragrance looks really interesting, and so I'm excited to dive into these fragrances. If you want to pick up any one of these fragrances and you want to save some cash, then check out soavantgarde.com and use my code NEEB20 to save 20% off any one of these fragrances. First one I want to jump into is going to be Continuum. Continuum isn't that new of a fragrance, but it's one that's been on my radar for quite some time. Anytime that I went up to Nordstrom, Continuum was the one that really got my attention. The bottles on these are actually pretty nice as well. So when you first open the bottle, you're going to see that you have a sticker that you have to pull off to release the lock. It does lock into place. So there we go. Remove the sticker, a little bit of residue that'll wipe right off. And then to unlock the top, you just twist it and it comes right off. So if you put it back on and to keep it locked, you twist it. Undo and pull off. Actually pretty cool if you ask me. You can lock it up and you don't have to worry about it. So Tumi is a luggage brand company and they've thought about all these intricate little things that I think are pretty useful. Notes of this fragrance include olibanum, amber, green mandarin, then there's that orris root, tobacco leaf, suede, and oud. Let's go ahead and get this on a strip and check out the atomizer. Very nice distribution. Here we go. This, in my opinion, in the realm of designer fragrances, it's a pretty mass appealing for those of you that enjoy darker fragrances. I think that if you enjoy those dark, leathery tobacco fragrances, you're really going to enjoy this one. It's powdery smooth. It's got this buttery iris quality, or I should say orris in this case. And that cistus, which is also known as labdanum, really just helps, emphasize that whole leather accord. So pretty leathery, pretty buttery, smooth leather, woody, and tobacco. In the opening, I got a decent dose of this balsamic resin from the olibanum, and that mandarin orange does add a nice natural type of sweetness to the whole thing. The mandarin is complemented very well with that leather accord, as we see in other fragrances like Armani Code. And to be honest with you, if you enjoy those types of fragrances, you're really gonna like this one. When you think about it, it's got pretty similar nuances. It's got the leather, it's got the mandarin, it's got the tobacco. It does have a couple of different nuances, but it seems like a more grown-up version and less sweet version of something like Armani Code Profumo. So think about that fragrance, remove the tonka bean sweetness, and you pretty much left with this one. A more grown-up version of something that treads in that category. Really not bad. And so it's no surprise that this one is going to be a mass appealing dark fragrance because of its similarity to Armani Code Profumo. Check this one out, Continuum. It's easy. It's a no-brainer for me, especially if you like date night sexy vibe fragrances. This one, however, is a new one I've never actually put my nose to, but the notes of this bad boy was extremely interesting. So let's go ahead and check this one out. Design on this one is a little bit different. Very unique looking bottle. Same thing with the sticker that hides the locking mechanism. You twist it, it's now unlocked, and you can lift it off. You want to put it back on, you twist it locked, and it's locked. Pretty cool in my opinion. All right, so here we go. Let's check it out. Let's spray this on while we talk about the notes. There's bergamot, saffron, thyme, and then there's black raspberry and suede. I'm sold at that black raspberry and the leather combination. And then we've got leather in the base, as if the suede wasn't enough. Birch water, I don't know what that is, but sandalwood and black musk. Okay, the atomizer on this thing is just crazy. It's wide distribution. Here we go. Very different. I can definitely sense this black raspberry quality. There are some watery accords, slightly aquatic, which is strange. Slightly salty. I'm honestly at the top getting Boadicea the Victorious vibes. Blue sapphire vibes at the top. It's got something that's aquatic. It's also a little bit salty. The saffron adds this metallic vibe at the top, getting some blue sapphire vibes, but much more tame. And it's actually transitioning a little bit more. There's more of a hefty base to this one, and I don't think that that whole salty saffron vibe is gonna last very long. And just like I expected, it is starting to dry down a little bit differently. The black raspberry is starting to shine through again, and the leather is also starting to come through a lot more pronounced. So it is dropping off some of that saltiness, and honestly, I think that the saltiness is coming from the black musk. It's a distinctive musk quality that I remember smelling when composing perfumes myself, or even smelling black musks in the little tolas or the little 3 to 5 ml vials. Black musk, white musk, it's things that we use in also in our bakhur, our incense making and all that stuff. And for whatever reason, it does come off a little bit salty, slightly animalic, the black musk that is. And I think it's that combination of the birch water along with the black musk and the saffron that was really giving me this blue sapphire vibe. But now it has calmed down significantly because the saffron toned down a little bit. I'm getting more of this black raspberry, and now I'm getting some suede. Honestly, not a bad fragrance, and considering the fact that this is from a Tumi brand, pretty damn nice. As this one is starting to dry down, it's starting to smell like an incense, saffron, and leather fragrance with some nuances of fruits. It smells like, think of fragrances that might do like raspberry, saffron, and oud, and maybe even some leather, like ombre leather and things of that nature, except this one has its own little twist to it. So instead of it being saffron, oud, and leather, and raspberry, this uses blackberry, but it also uses some birch, which adds a little bit of this incense watery vibe. And then we also have that slightly animalic black musk. So although I did mention ombre nomad and ombre leather, it's not going to be something that smells anywhere near it. It's the composition or the style of this fragrance that I draw the resemblances to. As this one starts to dry down, it does become a little bit safer. There are some niche aspects to this fragrance, basically something that's a lot more unique than most of your typical designers that's just easy to like, while still maintaining some mass appeal. So although this isn't going to be anything like crazy niche or complex, it still has a little bit of a complexity to it. So the takeaway from this is that this is actually a pretty good fragrance. I put this in the same category or family of fragrances like Ombre Nomad and other saffron and oud combinations with a little bit of fruit, except this one's going to be the most mass appealing. So what does that mean for the frag heads? It means that it's going to be not as complex as some of those aforementioned fragrances, but that's actually a good thing for people who want to jump into this saffron, oud, birch, smoky vibe. You definitely want to check this one out. Tumi 19 Degrees. This has become my new favorite, more so than Continuum. Continuum is just really freaking easy. This one smells just a little bit more complex. The whole saffron, black raspberry, and oud DNA. Yeah, I'm all for this, man. This isn't an animalic oud that's just gonna smack you in the nose and you're gonna be, what is this? Or, no, it's not off-putting by any means. It does have a lot of mass appealing factors to it, and that's really not a bad thing. So check it out, guys. You can get samples and all that good stuff as well from So Avant-Garde. Make sure to use my code NEEB20. And if you own one of these fragrances or if you tried them out yourself, let me know down in the comments what you think. Continuum, in my opinion, is a great fragrance. Easy, date night, and like I said, it smells like Armani Code Profumo without all of that, you know, sweetness. And if you're not into that whole extreme sweet, you're gonna dig this one a lot. And this new one, 19 Degrees, yeah, saffron, oud. You guys know I'm sold at ouds. While you're down there, make sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and until the next video, peace.